Morning, everyone. How are you today? Today is Sunday, January 19th, 2020, and I'm back. This is my third floss tube. It's been a couple of weeks since I did my last one. I've been busy, had a lot going on at work. I was in Toronto for 3 days this week, doing a training class for our customers, and the weather has been less than spectacular. I guess it depends on if you like snow or not. As of yesterday morning, we had about 8 to 9 inches of snow where I live, and it's beautiful. I really like actually looking at the snow and having it around. I like how it makes everything super nice and quiet and peaceful. Don't enjoy driving in it so much, not because I don't know how to. I grew up in snow in Eastern Washington. I grew up in this weather, and drove every single day the first year I had my license, and in a crazy winter weather. But other people, not so much. Not so much on the driving in the snow. And around here in Western Washington, when you get a little bit of snow, people get a little crazy. So, and this isn't a little bit of snow. Now, granted, we didn't get this much in town. I moved about 30 miles out of town this year in October. So I'm in the foothills of mountains out here, so I get a little bit more snow. But they got several inches of snow in town too, which is not common, and pretty much shuts everything down when it does happen. But anyway, so we're in the high 30s, low 40s today. So things are melting fairly quickly, which is another problem altogether. But hopefully the roads will be good tomorrow. I've been kind of shut in at home since Wednesday night late. I flew home from Toronto that day, and worked from home on Friday, and have just kind of been at home doing a lot of stitching. Go figure. So yeah, so that's what's been up with me for the last couple weeks. And I've got quite a bit of stitching done, so I'll get to that here, show you that shortly. I do have a little bit of haul this week, and one of the things I can't show you because I didn't print it out yet, because I bought it when I was on the road and I haven't printed it out yet, but I'll put a picture right up here. I bought the Jane Marshall 1857 sampler that supports the Australia fires. She's supporting 2 specific fire brigades in New South Wales. And so that's the chart that kind of spoke to me the most as far as what I would like to stitch. So there's quite a few charts out there. At last count, there's probably a dozen cross-stitch charts out there that people are donating either profits or full proceeds to. And so take your pick. I know people are buying multiple. I've chose to do this one in particular. And so I will put that in my rotation at some point and get that started. But I did purchase it and have that file. So that will be added to my list of stitching for this year. So, and I have a plan for that. I don't think I'm going to talk about it here because I'm not exactly sure who may watch my Flosstube or who may not that I know. But I do have a plan for that piece once I get it done. So the other little bit of how I had ordered on the last day of December, when Linens and Threads dropped their first January piece of their sal, and we got to look at what their Quaker was going to look like. I was like, I'm in. So I hurriedly ordered some fabric. I got 36 count Winter Moon. It's Edinburgh linen, excuse me. And then to go with that, I got Threadworks mint chocolate syrup thread as well. I actually have a third hank of this, but I've technically already started it, so I won't show you that one. I'll show you the start here in a few minutes. But anyway, I love this thread. I got it in the 20-yard hanks, so by far the best deal as far as price wise for that Threadworks fiber. But it's beautiful. I love it. And I don't know if you can really see that good color, but I just love that color. In my bedroom and bathroom, my master bathroom, it's all mint colored. So I kind of thought that once I got done, that I would frame it and hang it in there. So this is the second Quaker that I've ever stitched. The first one we started this in like 2008. There was a group of us who decided we were going to do a stitch along in 2008 with the Hannah Beeby chart. If you're familiar with that Quaker, that reproduction. And true to my form, I didn't get it done until 2012. But I did get it done finally. And I think most of us actually did complete it. And I don't know how well this is going to show. I haven't gotten it hung up yet. But what, no, the window's going to glare, but you can get an idea hopefully of this. But I love this. It's on 36 count. Hold on, let me double check here. It's on 36 count Edinburgh flax, and I use a variegated floss. It's a hand-dyed fiber by Vicky called Moon Called Sea, and it's blue and green and gold. Ugh, and I love it. And I'm not much of a gold person, but you can see here that I framed this in a pretty heavy gold frame. It goes really well. Sorry about the glare window. But anyway, so I did have done one Quaker, and when I saw the first piece of that January drop from Linens and Threads, I was like, ugh. And the butterfly on that chart is everything. Quite frankly, I love the butterfly. So, and I actually have another piece of haul coming, but I don't have it yet. I just got it yesterday, and just a little teaser on it. I won a Michelle Bindi Stitchy auction, and I gotta tell you, I am flabbergasted and thrilled, and I can't wait to get it and show you, because it's absolutely crazy. So a little bit of teaser for a future video. So I know she's trying to get everything shipped out, a little behind, but that's okay. Whenever I get it, and I'm perfectly freaking happy with it. So FOs, I did technically have a finish this week, or in the last 2 weeks. This is, I don't know if this is actually the right chart number, but I finished chart 2 of this piece. This piece is called Four Corners, by the way. I think I've been calling it Weather Vane. It's called Four Corners by Little House Needleworks. I finished the west and east blocks, so those are completely done. So now I've got 2 of the 3 charts complete, and I just have one more chart to go, and that's going to be north and south. So I'm excited about that. I will hopefully get going on that here in the next few weeks. This is part of my 6. This is one of my 6 projects that Melissa and I are doing in 2020, kind of like a Stitch 6. So this is one that I want to get done. And those charts, the Little House charts, they're like 50 by 50. I mean, so they're not horribly big, and it's not like it's full coverage or anything. So they really don't take that long. I just got to sit down and do it. I'm just not a fan of the fabric. And so I love the chart. I love the colors. I just need to get it done so that I can be done with it. So my goal is to have that done hopefully by the end of February. Make it fit into some homework or some extra credit for Magical Stitches. Heck, I could even do it for, in Wilderness Lodge, we're working on the Cinderella Castle challenge right now, where you have to get 400,000 group stitches. And the last I checked, we were like 120 or 125,000. So we still got a ways to go. So maybe if I get caught up on the rest of the stitching I want to do, maybe I'll start that and put some stitches towards Cinderella on that. Though I've been adding to Cinderella with other things. But anyway. All right. So whips. So like I said, I started. This is actually a new start, but now a whip. I started the 2020 Mystery Stitch Along. So on that 36 Winter Moon Edinburgh linen, which I love, by the way. I think I just like 36 in general. I'm using that mint chocolate syrup fabric or fibers, and I'm doing one strand, and I hope you can see this really well. Oh my gosh, it is so good. I love it so much. So, like I said, one strand on 36, and I am in love. So that butterfly, oh, yikes. I love that butterfly. So I hope there's more cool things like that in there. I stitched this. I had my fabric and fibers waiting for me when I got home from Toronto on Wednesday night late, and I started this on Thursday, and I finished it on Friday. So if I thought that I could stay up long enough to get it done on Thursday, I would have, but as it was, I stayed up pretty late anyway. And I just didn't want to put this down. So I am looking forward to February. I'm really hoping to stay caught up on this through the year so that when the end of the year comes, it's done. And that's my goal. So I really like this. I can't stop looking at it. Sorry, I'll put it away. But I really like the way that's turning out, and I'm pleased. And like I said, that 36 count fabric, that linen, is really nice. It's not stiff. It's really soft, and it stitches really nice. So I worked a little bit on ABC Halloween. I put one homework's worth of stitches, 200 stitches worth into that. I added the black block on Haunted, and then the word lantern, and there might have been a little bit more else. I don't remember for sure, but I needed 200 stitches, so got that. I'm also going to work on that again this week potentially. So, oh, I am definitely going to. We'll get to that in a minute. And then I really got a good solid start on Little House Needleworks Suffragette for the stitch along with Stitching with Sisterlies, Michelle Bendy, and 2 Martini Stitcher. I think those are the 3 who started the sale. And there's a lot of this going on Instagram. It's so fun to see all of the stitches on Instagram. Gosh, I'm just really loving this piece. So this is how far I am. I was actually going to take it out of Q-Snaps because I was going to be done stitching on it for at least a few days yesterday, but I'm not happy with where I'm ending it. I want to get this portion of it done. So there's a little bit of a border right here that I want to finish, and I want to get that pot in. And then once I get that pot in, then I will move on to something else today. I got some other stitching I need to do today, and then I'll pick this back up for homework starting this week. So, but gosh, look at that dress. That white dress is everything. Oh, so good. I'm not a big fan of stitching on with white, but oh, it's so good. I love this. I'm in love with this. My original statement, I think, on this was that I wanted to have it done by the 100th anniversary, which is like August, sometime in August. I don't know exactly when, the 9th, the 18th, the 20th, I don't know. It's sometime in August. And that's not going to happen. This is going to be done because I'm not, between this and the linen and thread sow, those are the 2 things that I want to stitch on right now. So I'm making them fit homeworks as much as possible, doing penalty stitches when I need to, and stitching on what I want. That's what the year 2020 is, stitching on what I want for the most part, trying to get a couple other things done. So anyway, those are my whips for the last 2 weeks. Those are the 3 things I've pretty much worked on. I haven't stitched on anything else. I do have some plans for the next couple weeks to finish January out. So I have a couple extra credits left in Magical Stitches for January. I have ABC Halloween by Lizzie Kate and The Garden Party by Satsuma will fill those obligations, and they're both part of my Stitch 6 for 2020. So that'll be perfect. Those are, I think, 300 stitches each. So I'll pull both of those out and get those going. The homework dropped last night for Magical Stitches for this following week. There's 5 total prompts for a total of 1,000 stitches, and I can easily make 4 of the prompts fit Suffrage Act. So that's 600 stitches. The 5th one is stitch on a piece that's boring and puts you to sleep, which is pretty subjective, right? I think that by that time, well, I know by that time, I will actually be at the big letters on Suffrage Act at the top, which I've been dreading. I should have done them first, quite frankly. So I think that I actually will probably use this for that prompt as well, even though I'm loving stitching on this, but those letters are, they're just a lot. And like I said, I probably should have done them first, but I didn't. So I think I will be able to get away with doing all 5 of the homework prompts with Suffrage Act this week, which I'm happy about. So that should put me 1,000 stitches. It won't complete the project, but it should get me a good portion of the way there. And then hopefully maybe be done by the end of January with that piece. That's kind of the goal at this point. So if I don't use the 5th prompt for Suffrage Act, then I'll probably pick up like ABC Halloween or something like that. And not that it's overly boring for me. I actually like stitching on it. It's just the second time I've done it in a year. So it's one of those things that it's, I just want to get through it. I want to get it done because I love it and I want it for Halloween. I want to finish it so that I have it ready for this Halloween. But I just need to power through and get it done. So the other thing I want to get working on is I want to start the temperature tree chart by Stitchinmommy on Etsy. I'll put a picture up here on it. I've looked at temperature charts before, and they intrigue me, but I've never really cared for the formats of them. Not something that draws me to anything, but that temperature tree chart, ugh. And there's a couple people stitching it. I know Nick Stitches is stitching it, and I know there's others, but I really, really enjoy that chart. So I'm going to start it. I'm going to do it for 2020. I kind of thought it would be a nice, something nice to hang in my house. This is the first full year that I've been in my house, so into 2020, kind of a nice even number. So I think I'm going to start that. I do need to go through my fabric and find a piece of fabric. I want to pull the DMCs to kind of figure out the colorway. I'll probably do it on a neutral-ish color. But I need to pull the threads and then I need to see what I've got. I have quite a bit of fabric. I kind of bought a bunch of fabric before I went on Stitch for Stash for 2020. So I've got plenty of fabric. I just got to find something that works. So anyway, and then I need to catch up on the One Nation Sal. I haven't done that one yet. I haven't started it yet, but the Sal where people are going to do one state and 1 month per week. That's where I'm at. I haven't done anything on it since the last time I showed you. So my goal is to get caught up by the end of January on that so that I have 4 states and 4 stars done. I don't think it'll be that difficult. I just need to, I either need to go down or I need to go up. So I need to get the blue border down or I need to go across so that I can get to the states. And I kind of like to do them in order. So I think I'm going to go across. I think I'm just going to carry that blue across the top and get to the letters, to get to the words, and then I will be in a position to be able to better get going on that. So that's my goal by the end of January, is to get going on that and get caught up. And then from there on, do 1 star and 1 state per week and have that done. That start, I can't even tell you when I did this start. It was in the last probably 5 or 6 years, but I just, I love that piece and I really do want to get it done. So that's my goal. And that's really all I've got. Pretty short video. I don't imagine mine are going to be overly long necessarily. So I don't mind watching long videos. And if I have days where I'm more talkative than others, I may have longer videos, but For now, I really don't have much else to share. You've seen what I've been working on, kind of know what my plans are. I think I'm probably going to stick with an every other week floss tube schedule, see how that goes. I don't know that I need to uh, record every week. I don't have, I think even with as much as I'm stitching, I don't have a ton of things to share necessarily, because I tend to stitch on the same, 2 or 3 products, or the same 2 or 3 patterns. I will say, I do want to share this though. I had posted a picture on Instagram of this project bag that I put the 2020 linens and linen and thread sal in, and I love it. It's an Olivia bag, Pumpkin Hollow Stitches, for those of you who follow her on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, everywhere, all the things. I love this bag. Oh my gosh. Her bags are so beautiful. I've got several of them now because I collect things, but I think this one is probably my favorite. This one holds the, my suffrage act is what's in this particular bag. And it is Skull Puppies. Oh my gosh. I love it. She does fabulous work. A lot of the lace that she puts on her bags is vintage lace from her grandmother's stash that she got. She's running out, I know. So a lot, she is purchasing new lace, but the Skull Puppies is everything. There's a poodle skull puppy in here. And I had poodle puppies. And so I don't now. Both of my dogs passed a few years ago, but one of these days I'll have puppies again. So, and they will be poodle puppies. But anyway, so that's all I got to share today. I hope everybody is having some good stitching and having a good January. And I'll see you next time.